on the Donna Smith Show.
Got the bear.
And this is how
Got
we
the
do
balloons.
it on the Donna Smith Show. On the Donna Smith Show. Yeah. And this is how we do it. Hey, what's going on, grown folks? How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing?
Hey,
Yes, we are here on a Easter. You know what I just want to say before we get started? First of all, I want to welcome everyone who is here tonight, my panel. I welcome you guys. You guys are diehards. I tell you, man, you guys are the bomb. And my viewing audience, I'm sorry that I am a little behind tonight. It is Easter Sunday, and we all have had more than enough to rejoice about on this wonderful day. You know, people get together with their families and things of that nature and have family Easter dinner and services and stuff like that. So I'm a little behind. I spent some time with my family. I'm so thankful. But I want to welcome you guys for taking the time this evening. And I hope this is not too late for everyone. And for you guys that don't know, after we end the show, they end up running their mouth for another hour anyway. So, you know, the panel, they be here. I have to lead them. I have to tell them bye and let them, you know, I'm just letting y'all know. But anyway, before we get started on the show today, I'd like to welcome everybody. I'd like to let you know that our conversation, questions, dialogue, comments, debates, all of that is not meant to offend anyone. We are just here giving it to you straight with no chaser. And I want you guys to know that if a topic does not fit well with you, just hang tight, chill, be cool. And I'm quite sure something is going to spike your little interest. So just hang in there with us. And welcome tonight to the show. And before we get started, I'd like to hold up our glasses like we do, or our water bottles, whatever you have.
Yeah, I go my signature.
Where's my water at? I have some water too. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Let's toast it up to the hostess with the mostest. Yes, click, click, clank, click. Yeah. Benjamin Smith, I didn't see yours, but I guess you got it.
He held it up. He drinking out of it right now.
Woo!
Look like you weren't ready for yours.
That's a little apple juice. It's a little tart.
Yeah, that must have been some tart, boy.
Anyway, y'all funny. Happy Easter to everyone. And let's not forget let's not get caught up in the season, and let's remember the reason, okay? The reason that we are so grateful for this day. And I want to welcome you. So anyway, I just wanted to know, you know, how you guys Easter has been so far. It's in the evening now. Everyone's winding down. Has everyone had a great Easter? Is it anything you'd like to share? You do anything special? Or did you just sit back, relax, and reflect? If you'd like to share, where's Gareth tonight? I don't see Mr. Gareth. Okay, Gareth, we missing you. And Keith, we're missing you. Come on through when y'all get a chance.
I wanted to share. I just ordered pizza and I watch movies all day.
Did you? Did you see anything good?
I just old school movies from back in the day. Friday.
Oh yeah, Friday is always the bomb. That's always one to get you in the mood when you ain't in the groove. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Back in the day, I forgot JJ's age.
Yeah,
so JJ, he
think
Friday.
He old, but he a young.
I was thinking Cooley High or something.
But JJ has an old soul about him. See, he's young, but he has an old soul. You know,
Thank you.
He's always been around older people, and so his mentality, his intellect, his conversation, you can tell is on a much more mature level than probably the average his age. You know. So that's
Thank you,
why,
Miss Donna.
and I thank him for being here
Mhm.
as regularly as he can, because he do bring that new school flair. You know, we got some old folks on this show. I don't know about, I ain't old, but you know, there's a couple of oldies on here that you know.
No, I was just saying when he said old school, I didn't think about his age. I just heard him say, the old school music. So in my mind, I went back to, old school movies. So in my mind, I went back to like Cooley High and Claudine and stuff.
Oh
And
yeah,
he said
on and
my
on,
days with Ice Cube.
on and
So
on.
I'm
Wasn't that Claudine?
and I
On and
forgot when he
on.
said
I get
my
you.
days, it kind of clicked like, oh, I forgot JJ. You know.
That movie almost 30 years old. I don't know if y'all realize, but
Yeah.
in a few years it'll be 30.
What?
Yeah.
Which one is 30?
The first Friday.
Fridays.
Was that 30 years old?
That'll be 30 years ago in 2025.
Wow.
Yeah.
That movie had me rolling and still had me rolling when I
It's
see
still
it.
funny.
I mean, it's just, man, them boys did it. They just was so funny. And I saw a movie yesterday in the theater that was actually, I saw a movie on Netflix that was called shoot, what was it called? It'll come to me. But I saw a movie at the theater called Ambulance.
Okay. Ambulance.
And it's pretty good. It's a lot. It's an action. It's a lot of action in it, but it's a drama thriller type of thing. Has a nice twist to it. Have you wondering what? But it was very, very good. If you get a chance, go see that movie. And the other one I saw was it Paramedic? I forget. It was on Netflix.
Lord.
It'll come to me. I don't know. Whatever.
Ambulance.
I was watching some movies this weekend, but I did go
Taxicab.
to the movies. I saw Ambulance.
Police
Ambulance is good, so I just want to tell y'all that's what I did. Okay.
Okay.
On
I
a
went to see
Saturday.
Sonic Hedgehog.
Huh?
Sonic the Hedgehog. I went to see Sonic the Hedgehog too.
Okay. That's what's up.
Sonic the Hedgehog. That's like a video type of movie, video game movie, or what is it?
It's reality right now. It's a reality movie.
Is it a cartoon?
It's based off of the video game Sonic.
Yeah, their cartoon. Sonic it's like 3 characters that are cartoons and everybody else is humans. They actually had Shamar Moore on there too on this one.
Oh, that probably was good.
Shamar Moore was with his shirt off with his boy. Shamar had his shirt off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was eye candy in this movie.
So that must have been a good. I need to adjust my volume because I hear you, but I don't hear you like I should.
Hear me okay?
Hear you. Huh?
Oh, you don't hear me?
I hear everybody.
All you guys sound a little low to me, but I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what about you, JJ? How you hear me?
I can hear everybody just fine.
Yeah, like
everybody
my man was
adjust your volume.
Can you hear me?
Ben, adjust your volume too.
Oh, it's low.
Everybody, JJ say everybody sound cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so y'all trying to say it's me? Y'all trying to say it's me? It's me?
Yes.
I got the situation.
Yes.
But I seen I was watching on Netflix today. Mike Epps got a new comedy special.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching that. So you might want to check it out. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
He went back to his hometown in Indiana. So yeah, that's and then I seen the special too earlier this week.
I can't hear you, Ben.
He froze.
Yeah, been cutting out.
I told you it was a situation.
Dave Chappelle. Oh man. Oh, it was funny as hell.
Oh, now I hear you.
Froze, Ben. You have froze for a minute. All we heard was Dave Chappelle.
Oh, Dave. Oh, you didn't hear about the earthquake one?
No.
Now I hear all of you guys. My
Yeah.
volume is up, is up, is up, is up.
Okay.
I'm getting technical savvy around here. Yeah. Okay. I didn't even have to ask John how to do it. Or JJ.
Okay.
Or Ben.
All right.
But anyway, Supersonic, you say? Supersonic. Is that the name of it?
Nah. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Thinking of the song.
Oh, Sonic the
Sonic.
Supersonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Supersonic.
The Hedgehog. You know, if I saw that name, if I was at the movie and had to pick, that wouldn't really grab me for some reason. I don't know who Sonic the Hedgehog is.
He's taking his boys.
Oh, that's for kids.
He's taking his
Yeah,
boys.
it's a kid movie, but at the same time, us grown-ups that grew up in the 90s playing Sega, we like that.
Playing Sega Genesis?
Yeah, that was on Sega.
Yeah, that was the game.
Sega's it's Sega's system that Sonic is a part of. That's where he came from.
Yep.
Well, I grew up in the 2000s, so I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Oh, my God. I heard that. So you just
Please
about
don't tell that story. We all grew up in the 2000s.
So this past
That ain't where
January, you just turned 22.
Bingo. Bingo. You're a very smart man.
Okay.
John
Yeah.
Timothy.
You got shoes in your drawer that's more than 22 years old.
Excuse me, did I ask you?
You got
Who
shoes
is that
in your
coughing?
drawer.
Somebody
That's
coughing. They
22.
really getting tickled by this. Excuse me, Wall. Anywho, I don't have shoes 20 years old because I don't keep them that long.
Oh, okay.
But I do keep them long enough for me to get a good little wear out of them. But for 20 years, that's just too long. The style is gone. But anyway, y'all, let's get off that because I'm starting to get a little sensitive. For my current events, I don't really have too much to say. You know, it's been about the same stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you look, everywhere you go. And I do see that there's a new surge of the new, what is it? Omicron. Is that how you say it? Omicron is a variant. It's a new surge in New York. It's called the BA.2.12 and BA.2.12.1.1.
Just call it Omicron Junior.
Remember when they caught when they stopped the people at the airport? They had all them people hemmed up over there at the airport. Just seeing how they had them yellow tape. They had, you know, how they
in what airport? What airport?
It was in New York. It was a while ago when they first discovered the first case.
Okay.
It was like, that was in like sometime in February.
Wow.
Something like that.
Well, you know,
February.
New York
got them yellow taped off, Cat Daddy. Yellow tape.
They had their yellow tape stretched out.
Oh, no.
And see, they was when they were showing how, I forgot where the flight was coming from, but it was coming from one of them countries that, you know, had a reports, I guess, a high amount of reports. Where they had their yellow tape, like they all were suspects. Yellow tape around them. Like, man, it was a trip. They all standing in that one area, and they had them all right there.
See, that's a little, you know,
well, they had a lot of people. I don't know who else they was gathered, but when I seen that little picture of that yellow tape, and they was saying how that they done found the first case at the airport. It was at the New York airport.
Well, they probably got a lot of yellow tape now because they got the BA.212, the BA.212.1. I mean, they got I mean, you know, it's in New York, so I guess it's gonna fly this way soon. But you know, the thing is,
see, they can't come up with no other names. The movies used them all. Tektron.
And who comes up with these names, really though? You know,
I don't know about that.
And are we gonna have to get another booster? Because I'm there. You
I ain't even
know,
got the first booster.
oh, you didn't?
What you
To
doing? You
get
grabbing on
another
your booster
booster.
shot? Is that what you
Huh?
touching on right now? Your booster shot where they poked you last, Donna?
No, I'm
They poked you
scratching.
in that spot right there.
They don't scratch that low. They don't scratch that. And they don't poke that low. I'm sorry.
They don't poke that low.
They poke you in your arm, in the fat of your arm.
You can't turn around and drop it, huh? Drop it low, no low dropping.
No, my brother.
I don't know if any of y'all have heard, but they're coming out with COVID-19 breathalyzer tests where they don't even have to go with the swab up your nose or anything like that.
I had heard a little something about that.
They
Thanks for bringing that up.
USA
Today
and CNN posted about it. So there are many.
My kids are on spring break this week, right? And so they sent them all home with test kits with instructions that you're supposed to test on Friday night, and then you're supposed to test again on Sunday night
before you come back to school. Oh, really?
God.
Well, they trying to make sure. I mean, but that's overkill. Why are you gonna have them test on Friday and then again on Sunday? These little bitty darlings. I mean, really? Shouldn't they just test one time before they return back to school? I mean, doesn't that make more sense?
Well, it seemed to me like they could just test it right back at school.
Seems like they should test them again at the school. I mean, they can have rapid tests and test each one of the kids when they return back.
Absolutely.
I mean, you as a parent, okay, I can understand testing them on Friday. Okay, that's your job. And then if they want to retest them again on Mondays, they can do that. They have the test, they have the resources, they sending them home.
You know what? I don't know if I would want anybody handling my child that much. You know,
with the swab
and doing some type of so-called, because you got them idiots out there, like the one lady who was she put in some vaccines or something. She wasn't giving them people vaccines. I forgot what she was doing, giving them, but you don't know what folks be doing. And, that's a lot of handling. So you just think kids are in school, you just say a month. So 4 weekends or probably 5 weekends for some months, and you're going to handle my kid 5 times out this month, sticking something up his nose.
You don't like to be handled? You don't like to be handled, John?
Well, like JJ said, y'all doing too much.
I mentioned the breathalyzer.
Yeah, JJ mentioned that breathalyzer.
Yeah, well, I know that the breath, but I'm just, if they gonna use them for kids, or what have you. The whole thing is, and then how are they gonna? Are they gonna make them expensive, like they making all the other stuff now? You go buy tests. They didn't raise the price when you was able to go grab some self-tests for a price. Now they done raise the price on the goddamn home treatment tests. Shoot.
That's why they giving them out. That's why they giving them out.
They barely giving any. They only gave you 2 boxes.
They give you 2 boxes. And if you are a Kaiser patient, you can go and ask for them at the pharmacy too.
Kaiser patient.
Yeah,
but what about a lot of people who not Kaiser patients?
Well, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they should have a stop and go spot, a station where you can just drive up and get a few and when you need them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just like condoms, like they give out condoms for free.
Ben, say it, Ben.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
My doubles.
2 boxes.
You got 2, Ben? Well,
I got my 2 box from government.
Yours came in the mail?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have been had mine.
Yeah, I had some that came in the mail too. So, I mean, I think that's a good thing. However, one thing I don't like about that is if you have quite a few people living under the same address, they will only send 2 to one person under that address. So if JJ was living with me and he wanted his own 2 tests, if he was renting or whatever the situation, they wouldn't send him 2 tests because he's at my address and I've already ordered my 2.
Oh wow!
Get your PO box.
You got a house full of people.
PO box.
You only get 2, and if you got PO boxes, yes, they
Yeah.
will take the PO boxes and they will send them to your PO boxes as
I
well.
guess I'm gonna have to get several PO boxes.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
So you
paying
can
too
have
much.
6 of
The
them.
money you be paying for PO boxes, shoot, might as well go buy it.
You know, because they billed me for my PO box the other day, and I say I wanted to slap somebody because I don't even, you know,
The
I
test
can't
is
even
like,
get to the
what's
box
test,
that
45
often.
now?
Huh?
How much is the test now? $45, $50? What they charging for the test now?
All I know when
Oh,
they
I
be
don't know.
saying your insurance most insurance companies will come. I'm like, oh, they done got the insurance company involved. It must cost a little
Yeah.
more.
Oh yeah, that.
Some
Wow.
insurance company, and then I know
Shoot.
with Kaiser, if you do purchase the test somewhere outside of them, they will
Yeah.
reimburse you.
Okay, that's cool.
They will reimburse you for what you paid on that or whatever. But you know, the thing is, we have to be careful. You still continue to wear your mask, still be careful because there is these variants. And you know, I thought after 2.5 years this stuff would be kind of dying down some, but it seemed like soon as we are instructed to bring the mask off,
Sit up.
Here
It's
comes-
a sit up.
yeah, here comes another variant that now we using ABCs and point dot twos
You
and
know.
ones, and I'm like, okay, so what is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fool me once.
So-
What's that thing? Fool me once. Fool me twice. I can't hear you, Ben.
Fool
Ben,
me
I'm
once,
with you.
shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
And the way
Fool me
they've been
thrice.
and the way they've been telling everybody, oh, take your mask. Every time they tell them to take their mask off, we got an issue. Every time they tell them.
Every
So
time
with
they
them,
do.
it's like fool me once, and you're allowed to continue to fool me. Cause
Get this, y'all. They knew back in January that there was another variant coming out, and they didn't inform the public. They started pushing that agenda of getting rid of masks, and so now here we are, where there's another. So I'm not gonna say too much, but
Don't say too much, but I would say keep your mask on. Just keep your mask on.
Exactly.
Keep your immune system as strong
Put your mask
as you
on.
possibly can. And I know a lot of places I went to. I went to this little birthday thing not long ago, and the few of us that had masks on were little specks. Everybody else in there did not have a mask. That's from the bartenders, that's from the waitresses, that's from the people sitting at the door, that's from everybody on the dance floor bumping and grinding. Nobody was wearing masks, but I could count on one hand the masks I saw.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you now.
And that was a scary reality.
I'm fully vaccinated and I go out with the mask on. I don't care. It's about the well-being of others. And there are people who are against it and saying that it's taking away certain freedoms and things like that. Well, you're free to go ahead and get sick and go in the hospital if that's what you want to do. That's the choice that you want to make. But I choose to stay healthy, and I go to the grocery store and I wear my mask.
That's right.
I had it. I had enough. I'm done. I had enough of it.
You ain't wearing no mask no more?
As least as I can. I walk right in your store with no mask on. Shoot,
you one of those.
I look around and it's in my pocket.
Hey, I have to tell you a thing or two.
I was in the office with
you
this
be
one
the
lady
one
and I started coughing.
No, you be the one over there squeezing those peaches, and you ain't got no mask on, and I'm looking at you squeezing peaches and stuff, and I'm like,
that's right.
What is going on?
I'm gonna lick me a peach too. I might lick it. That tastes good.
For that.
Right in your face too. Make you mad. You be wanting to
You
fight.
know, we should be able to give fines and tickets for stuff like that.
No, you should just mind your business and keep it moving.
Hey, man.
What's up,
No,
man?
you should be able to give fines for that because that's
Okay, they
ridiculous.
say, "What's up, Zachy?"
What's up? Peace out, Zach. What's up, my brother? What's up?
I'm on Zoom, Zachy.
He got it. He can't hear y'all because Ben got the earpiece on.
There you go.
Oh, good. That's a wonderful thing. So
That is good.
now, okay, so we gonna
Here
move
she
right along
come.
from that because we could
Punch it.
talk a
Here's the
whole
punch.
show on this, and I don't.
The earpiece was the
Here's the
cue.
jabs.
The earpiece was the
Them
cue.
jabs coming.
Oh, she said, "Oh, that's good." When I said he
Here
can't
she
hear,
come.
she said, "Oh, that's good. Here we go."
You know what? You guys be nice. Today is a nice day.
It was being nice.
Don't go there.
That was something nice.
I'm so glad to have you.
What the guy
I was
been
saying
having
that was
sex
your
with his boyfriend,
transition.
now his girlfriend?
That was your good. That was your transition.
Yeah, it's about to come. It's coming. The
What?
lady that was bald head and she with the African tribe and he had sex with two of the tribe members and what should she do?
Where you get that from? Is that a story you know about?
Look at that. Now she's
Would
trying
you
to
care
get
to
intrigued.
share, Ben? Would you care to share?
You didn't hear when he was.
Well, this getting juicy.
Oh, this is trying to be
Yeah.
this is trying to be clown night. But
No,
you know
Ben
what?
was just.
You know what, JJ? I got it.
Oh, here we come.
Ain't nobody better than I when it comes to the clown station.
And apple cider.
That apple cider.
And apple cider.
Okay, let's go, y'all. Inquiring minds want to know.
Donna.
Inquiring minds
Come
want to
on.
know.
I'm ready.
Inquiring minds want to know. Y'all ready? Sip, sip.
Oh, geez.
Sip, sip. Y'all ready? Ben, you got your hat on? Okay. When I make love to my man nowadays, he's so selfish. All he wants is for me to please him, and he could care less if I get mine. He used to caress me and adore me while making love. Now he's flipping me around and entering in like I'm a disposal truck. I've told him that this is bothering me and that I am not satisfied. And all he says is, as long as I'm you, why are you complaining? As long as I am you, why are you complaining?
You. That's a lot of syllables.
Some women would love to be entered into on a regular basis, he says. I don't deserve this, she says. What happened to his mindset, she asks. Does he not love me anymore? I can't move out right now due to the rents being so high. I have no family in this state. I do work and try to save when I can. My question, grown folks, should I just continue with the little charade of trying to guess when he's gonna love me right and then save my money and leave him? I'm so unhappy right now.
Broke people can't be happy.
She's not broke.
Oh,
She
wow.
just said she couldn't afford to move out, and she said she trying to save her money.
She says she works. She didn't say she was broke.
When she
just said-
can. Did you hear her say that?
She says she's trying to save her money when she can.
Shut up and take the D. Shut up and take the D.
Ben, I think you need to really be gentle.
Wow.
That was gentle.
You know this panel.
This panel is off the hook.
I was about to
I'm
say.
going on mute now.
Yeah, you mute yourself, my brother. Find something to do. Change your backdrop. Put the one that fades in and out. We'd like to see you fade right now. Float on, float on. All right. So therefore, what advice do we want? Yeah, he off the hook for that. You know, that's not being nice to the person that's going through this. This is some really like real life.
There's a lot
situation.
going on in this situation. But what I'm saying is there was
Did y'all stay with? Did you stay with me? Did you get the gist of what's going on?
I'm here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm here, I'm
Okay,
present.
JJ.
What I was speaking on was it looked like the situation was going kind of good at first. Something changed. And I think that part is missing in the story is what changed to make his behavior change towards her. That's what I feel is missing. I feel like there's a missing piece to the puzzle.
What something might have changed to make him start being so selfish and how he was loving her?
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. Or it could be that he was putting on a facade to try to get her. Once he got her where he wanted her, he decided to be himself. So there's also that possibility. So
yeah, she said he used to caress her and adore her while he made love to her.
So it
now
seems to me
he's
like,
just flipping her around, ramming it in, getting his, and it's over.
And for him to say that what he said to her, it seemed like that's how he always wanted to be, was selfish. But to reel her in, he decided to, caress her and make her feel like this would be always like that. And then he changed his behavior once he felt he had her on lock. So that's what I think is going on.
He say most women would love to be entered in on a regular basis. So he's actually doing this type of thing to her on a regular, where he's saying that she should be thankful that she's just getting it on a regular.
He's also implying that she's not worthy of getting what she wants as well. That's another take I get from it, is that he doesn't feel obligated to please her. And yes, he is selfish.
But she don't seems worthy enough. It's funny. Everything JJ was saying, I was thinking, it's something missing. And the first thing I was thinking was it could have been to reel her in from the beginning, of course, or something literally could have happened, or what have you. And that can go any kind of way, because then what happened? Is he seeing somebody else and he gets it, doing it a certain way or whatever? He
trying to get her to leave.
Oh, I was just, see, so you gotta understand, so many scenarios can come out of this, but it's not really, you could take one scenario and have so many different add different elements to it and change it up, because you saying something could have happened like JJ was saying, or he just don't care at all. He don't think she worthy enough to be treated like a woman, or if you want to call it that.
So apparently, did he think she was worthy enough in the beginning and something happened? Or is it that like he said, it was just a facade, perhaps? Maybe
we don't know that.
Because
we don't know if it was a facade. We don't know if it, but it stems somewhere in somewhere is in there. The decision was made, or whatever, the choice was made to start doing things differently. But to know why or with this person, she's the only thing she could do is either, if she don't want to be treated, if she feels she shouldn't be treated in that way, she can either leave, or she could, like Ben say, stay.
She can stay and just settle for being disrespected and treated any kind of way that is beneath her standards as a woman.
Yeah.
But she didn't tell you that
No,
though.
she didn't
It's
say
just
she
like
was
they saying
being
something else is going
disrespected.
on.
She said, it's just when it came to the sex. So she didn't really talk about like if they have like so-called quality time together and how he treats her. You know what I mean? But she's talking about the change in the the activity when it comes to sex, what
She
happened.
did say, I don't deserve this. What
Well, that's
happens
right.
to his mindset? So she knows that this is not a behavior that she really deserves,
Yeah.
and to be treated in this way by him.
Yeah.
However,
Something happened.
she's battling with, should I just stay there and let him have his way? Because I do love him, and maybe he'll wake up from a bad dream. Or
Oh,
should I just demand to be treated better? And if not, move on.
you
Once you go
wake up
down
from a
that
bad
road, it ain't
dream.
gonna change.
What dream was she having? Why he having a
Yeah.
bad dream? What dreams is she having?
But what I'm saying is,
What I'm saying
Once you
is
go
at the
there, it
she
end
ain't
of
gonna
need to,
the
to
change.
day,
she need to look at her dreams in the direction she want to
she needs to
go
look at her
instead of
dreams.
worrying about his dreams in the direction he going.
Exactly.
Because the bottom line is, I always believe this when people go, I don't know what I should do. At that first moment, you felt, this ain't right.
Yep.
When you got enough of the pieces for the puzzle, you don't need to wait for nothing else.
Right.
You don't need to wait for nothing else. The
That's
problem
true.
is some people like to stay in that situation and like being said.
Mm-hmm.
They like to be the type where we say what beggars aren't choosy, you know, can't be choosy.
Yep,
So
I've heard that
if
before.
they
The
if
baby
they
can be choosy.
dependent on this person more or less begging, I'm not saying they're literally begging on their knees and everything, but they're dependent on this person. If you solely dependent on this person and things of that nature, and you can't be choosy because you put yourself in a position that doesn't allow you to. You accepted that role. So if she feeling
Yeah.
some kind of way, then she don't need to wait for him to wake up. Wake up when? How long is his sleep? And how can he be wake? Can he be
And
waking up by the kiss of a
at the end
frog?
of it, she says, I'm so unhappy right now.
Exactly. And
Well,
you
let's
go,
put emphasis on right now. She has the power to change her situation, like Minister John is saying right now. She has the power to do something different if she's unsatisfied. There's something that's keeping her in this situation to where she feels like, to some degree, I think she feels like this is okay because she's allowing him to still have sex with her, even though it's not satisfying. So there is a
He
part that
said
she
what it
might feel like
is.
there is a
She
part
said
where
what it is, JJ. She broke. She ain't got no money.
She didn't say
but
she was broke, Ben.
She said she can't afford the rent nowhere else. She said that she barely works. She said that. She said, I pick up when I can. I save when I
She
can.
say she do work and she try to save when she can.
Can she try to save? So her work is either going towards the rent already, but she just can't afford to do better right now.
so is she my question is she obligated to, does she feel obligated to have sex with him because if that's the only way that she could stay there? Like that's how it's coming across. I'm sorry.
She
I
has
know it
no
comes off wrong.
family in the state. So therefore
There
she's
you go.
feeling as though she has no out right now. She can't afford to
No
get
out,
her
so he
own
got to keep
place.
coming in.
She don't have any family to go to, so she feels like she's stuck with just waiting to see if he's gonna love her the way he used to again.
She got no out, so she keep letting him in. That's
it
what's up.
don't work like that.
Mm-mm.
It
It
don't
don't?
work like that. I'm talking about what Donna was just saying about
Yeah.
the girl talking about she waiting for him to love her the way he did one day,
That
or
ain't gonna happen.
to wake up and all this. Again, whatever type of sleep he's in, you can't, telling when that awakening is going to take place, or even if it's going to take place,
Yes.
And then one of the things is she mentioned that she loved this person, but she has to, I don't know, some people say, oh no, I love me, but are you really looking and check? I always say check yourself out. Check yourself out like you'll check out another person. And see how much you like yourself, or how much stuff that
Mm.
you
How
need
much
to
junk
like
is in
deal
your
with,
trunk?
or you need
Mhm.
to see, or well, the main thing is you need to get to a place to where you recognize your value. If she
Right.
don't recognize her value, she gonna remain. Because just say this is how somebody do me. That already say they're treating you like you're a rag, like I'm just gonna do you like I want to do you and throw you to the side. So there's no quality in that, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So what value is in that? And then you just claim that you're unhappy, so value drops there, so your stock not really looking good,
Mm-mm.
you know so
Bad portfolio, boy.
you have to look at you have to really love yourself. And see, when I was mentioning about checking yourself out, when you can love yourself through all that you done took yourself through, or allowed yourself to go through, or what have you, through your truths, whatever faults you have, whatever,
Yeah.
that's when you wouldn't even have spent this much time to even write the letter, to even inquire about what I would have done. You would have made that move already, because you would have seen that this does not add up to who I am, to where I am. This doesn't add up, you know. And she should have been gone. So one of the things she do need to look at, what is it worth to her?
That's right.
What is it worth to her? And if it's worth it, you know, like they say, you can put
Your
any price,
self-worth.
you could put any price on a car, but it ain't worth nothing. The only thing it's worth is what the person willing to pay for it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Go.
Okay.
Cause hey,
Yep.
she can find somebody else,
Yeah,
and
come on
live
now.
her life another way,
She can find
you know.
herself. She can find somebody else. Cause
Cause
She can
this,
find a roommate. People need roommates
I
right
mean, but
now.
this is
Yeah.
we all basing this on sex. She didn't say the man treating her bad. She didn't say the man talking to her, but he just sexually, he's just become
yeah,
to another level.
but what do she do?
Well, she
How do
said he's
you
not
stay?
caressing or adoring
How
her.
do you stay in a relationship if you
Wait a
feel?
minute, was you caressing and adoring your woman 4 or 5 years into the game?
Who,
Y'all
me?
not doing it the same way as y'all was doing it when
Oh,
y'all
I
first
like
got together.
affection. I'm sorry. Y'all call it what y'all want. I like affection.
But
I
four
like
or
I
five
like
years into the game, you
Man, I
still
don't care
keeping
if it
it the
was
same?
20.
It
Look
shouldn't
here.
die. It
If
shouldn't
if
die.
I'm 80 years old, shoot, I'm still want to rub on my woman and carry on. That's my
Absolutely.
woman.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
Shoot.
That's
yeah.
You
exactly
know
how
what
I
I'm
feel too.
saying?
But
Yeah.
everybody is not like that.
No, you're right.
That's true, but he
You're
was
right.
like that at the beginning, and that's the main focus here. Is he was
Yeah.
at the beginning, and he changed, and he started to be kind of brute with his
I
approach.
told y'all about that bait. Cast that line. Do
Cast
that.
that.
Do
Right.
that.
Turning her over like she a piece of meat now, and he probably
Well,
knows she
that's
feel that
why
way.
You do that fly fishing.
you can't be so quick to just go in and do the clap clap. You can't be so quick to just jump at anybody who say you cute and they love you just because you don't want to be alone. you gotta weigh some things yourself too before you dive in, sister. And then you gotta look
Yeah.
at your self-worth. If you're not happy and you don't like the way he's doing you, and you have tried to discuss this with him, and apparently that's not working, then you need to do what you need to do for you. What's
Right.
gonna make you happy? What's gonna make you feel content? It may be another man that's gonna help you along the way once you separate from this. Who knows? But you have to love yourself enough to say that I'm not putting up with this type of treatment. I don't have to. I don't like the way you make me feel. You used to do this and now you're not doing it. You're doing something totally different. And I'm feeling really, I'm feeling really bad and unloved and just
Yeah.
I'm not feeling I'm feeling worthless in this relationship with you. But I'm trying to hang on, hoping that you'll go back to they say if they show you they a duck, right?
Show you that.
If
So,
they quack
but
quack,
one of the
If he show you
things
he
you were
gonna be rough,
saying,
he gonna be rough, huh?
one of the things when you said about, about taking our time and stuff, sometimes we're people are very good at what they do when it comes to wearing these different masks. You know, some people can play the part. And like she was saying, if the guy was one way, she could have been falling,
yeah,
this seems good. And he could have probably been consistent with that. So when you don't see no change, you kind of say, okay, this seems legit right here,
yeah.
But the thing is, once you see that inconsistency or something breaks, it's right there. It shouldn't continue on, because we not gonna pick it up right at the beginning. You know, Folks will say some things, put some things in your ear, start doing things and carrying on, and you right there. And then you like, oh, I wish I would have known this earlier. But no, you couldn't have known it earlier because the person
Wish I had a
played you
time
right
machine.
into it.
I wish I had
You
a
know.
time
That's why
machine.
you
But
gotta you
when
can't
we
just be looping.
recognize, once we recognize it ain't right, we need to go. But yeah, sometimes we not leaping because we don't know the period. The periods are different, so because sometimes we could think it's 4 months and we could think, oh, this is pretty quick to call this person my girlfriend or my boyfriend. And then sometimes it could be 2 days, you know what I mean, or what have you.
But it gotta be
But
some red flags, John. It gotta
yeah,
be a
but
red
sometimes
flag.
you don't see them right off the. Okay, let
That's
me put
because your
it this
eyes
way.
is wide
Let me
shut.
put it this way. I ain't. I
Oh, they
was.
got your eyes,
I,
they got your nose
I'm.
open.
Thank you, Ben. This is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, okay, don't raise your hand, but have you ever got hurt by somebody who came off to seem like a whole different person from which you first met them? So
Yep. I'm gonna say yes to that. Yep.
so that right there go to show sometimes there is no flags. Sometimes there's no flag.
I don't
And
know. I
sometimes
don't
we
know
deal with
about that, John.
why
Sometimes
do we
people
deal?
just
Why
flip
do we
mode
stay
slide
in
on
it
you.
for so long?
I don't know
Sometimes
about
we
that, John.
sometimes we don't see flags right at the.
Our eyes is
That's
wide
what I
shut.
should have said. This is what I should have said. Sometimes we don't see flags right away because because we wouldn't have got to the point of where the person hurt us so bad into where we see this person as like, damn, this is, excuse my language, this is not the person who I met.
I get it.
You know, this is not so that goes to show we didn't see it. We didn't come to this conclusion. We didn't start asking ourselves this question or making that comment until we started seeing some flags or whatever. But sometimes we don't see flags for a good period of time. Because other than that, anyone really with common sense wouldn't keep rolling like that.
I mean, it's
You wouldn't
but
keep
do
Yeah,
you
they
rolling.
really
gotta be
do
a
you
chameleon. They have
Yeah.
to. They can't come with what they gonna do before it's an agenda that they have in their mind. They can't come and bring you the agenda in the beginning. They couldn't hook you. They have to play the game, play the role, and then wait for a while until you buy
Yeah.
into the role, and they done locked you all into the situation. Then they have their way with you.
Oh,
I
there's
mean,
another.
nobody is gonna have
Yep.
their way with you until they tie you into the program. She's
Yep.
tied into the program. She probably had her own
Exactly.
apartment. She had her own space. She had her own life. And he just kept giving it to her and bringing it around and caressing her and loving on her. So finally she gave in. Now he has her. Her program is probably 85% of his program. She probably got 15% program, 85% of his program, and she's okay with that. And then now she's like, oh, I'm not okay with it because now he's moved it. It might have been 60-40. Now he's moved it to 85-15. Now she really mad because like he's just in another year or two, it'll be 95-5.
but
She really won't have no
she's
say so.
giving him that power. So she
Yep.
has to look within herself. Why is she giving him that type of
Wait a minute.
power
Hold
over
on.
her?
I'm sorry. Is she giving him power or is she submitting to his power? Because see, he already has whatever power he has. Is she falling under the control of his power? See, that's what's happening.
She's giving
Because
the
she
power
has
to
no
control her thoughts, her needs, her wants, her everything.
What power? Okay, what power is she giving away? Because this is why I
her own
question.
discernment.
This is why I
He's
question.
questioning whether she should leave or stay. You giving him the power, and you're already unhappy because of how he's treating you. That's the power you're giving him.
When you say she's giving,
take the lens off of him and put it on you.
Yeah, but you know, but see, the thing is, when you say when you mention like she's giving him her power, but the whole thing about it is the person already has whatever power they have. The thing is, if you decide to fall under the control of that power, what power do you have within yourself to so-called give to anyone else? People say, "Oh, I'm not gonna give. A person's giving the person their power or what have you. If whatever power you have within, you should be using that to try to deal with you.
Exactly.
Try to deal with you. But
if you stay in a
his thing.
situation, you're giving that person power over you with your wants, needs, and desires if you allow yourself to stay in such a situation that you're unhappy about.
She fell under the control of the power already, though, because she allowed herself to go through it, and it's continued to go through it, and she's probably going through it this evening because she haven't still made up her mind on what she gonna do. So she's already under the
that
power.
Don't mean she has to stay under the power, though.
No, I ain't saying she has to stay. No, that's why I say she needs to look at her value, and she needs to either decide what is she willing to accept. And if she's willing to accept that, then ride it and ride it right.
Exactly.
Don't complain. Do what you post, whatever you do around the house, whatever you just do what you do. If that's what she decides. But
yeah. I mean, if that's what she decides. But I think doing that, she's doing an injustice to herself because that person is not going to change. This is who they are. This is what this is how they're gonna come at you. They're not gonna change. So therefore, You have to make choices and decisions based on what you need, what you want. Which way are you going? Sometimes it's time to take the focus off of that other person and focus on yourself, because you can't change the next person. He started off one way, he snagged her, he changed. This is probably who he was all along. He switched up, he changed. So now that you are aware of the change and you don't like it and you're unhappy, then it's up to you to make things better for yourself. Now you can stay in it if you like, but he's not going to change. You need to make changes within yourself. If you want the type of man that caresses you and adores you and is tender with you and don't make you feel some kind of way, then you need to step out of that situation and wait for a blessing to come your way with that type of man. That usually with that type of man, he's looking at you as someone that he wants to spend his life with, that he wants to invest in, that you're just not a piece of meat, that you're somebody he looks at as on higher standards.
But even if he doesn't, even if it is not someone that he wants to marry, the fact is, it should be some treatment, some respect, you know. I mean, even if a person is, because some people are just dating, they haven't got to that part of thinking about no marriage or whatever just yet. But you still gotta.
So is dating and being in a relationship the same thing?
But it's
Huh?
it's
Well,
still
when you
your
said
character,
if
though.
one
Your
want
character.
that he want to stay in a long, when you said a longevity relationship, may treat, you know, to treat him a certain way. I think, you know, a person needs to be treated no matter what type, you know, if the relationship is leads to marriage or not, still should be treated with some
I mean,
type
if
of
you're in a
respect.
But it's your
relationship,
character, though, John. He don't have no character
Yeah.
like that. That's his character flaw. His character is not, I'm gonna take care of you, I'm respecting of you, I'm moving towards a certain. His character is about me, it's about what I want, it's about what I got going on, and I'm gonna just keep doing this. I don't care what you think and how she feels. That's his character. I don't care nothing about what she talking about.
Right.
That's not his character. He doesn't. He
I
doesn't
think
have the
Gareth is
mentality
having
of
a,
somebody.
I'm sorry, Ben, Gareth is having a problem logging on. He's tried 3 times.
I was trying to figure out who that was.
That's Gareth. He's tried, but each time it bounces out. But no, I hear what all of you guys are saying, and I just think that
that's right, Ben.
I don't think that the sister should wait around on him changing or whatever. You need to make some decisions for yourself, because this is who you have. This is who he is, and this is what's happening. So it's either you take it like it is, like Ben said, or hey, Gareth, thank you for joining. So you happy Easter. You either take it like it is, or you just bounce out of it and wait on something else for you that's more to your you know, what you're looking for and what you want in a man and how you want him to treat you. And that's just as real as I can give it. Anybody else? You guys pretty much have said how you felt.
No, you're right. She needs to look at her value and make it, and you know.
Well, I do want to say best wishes to her, because I do hope that she finds what she's looking for.
Yes. Thank you, JJ. And at the end of the day, you know, it's, you know, people will only treat you in the way that you allow them to treat you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you allow somebody to treat you a certain way and is accepting of that type of behavior, then they're going to continue on to do that. Why? Because why should they do anything different? You're accepting that.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to start looking within, you know, what is it that you really want and need, and stop, you know, waiting on the next person to change, because people, we're grown. And most times when people show you their true stripes, they are who they are. And you or nobody else is gonna change that, you know.
That's right.
So
That's right.
you have to you need to start reassessing what you're putting into this. And I hope that everything works out for you, young lady.
Yeah.
And if you like, let us know how it works out. It's so nice to see you. I see you having some struggle getting on, but we glad that you joined us late this evening. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
A question I wanted to ask you guys in regards to boys and girls growing up in the home. Do you think that our boys are hit the hardest growing up without a dad in the home more so than the girls are?
Yeah.
They both suffer.
I think they each come with, like Ben just said. He said they both suffer. I was gonna say I think they both come with the different results of that. Or if we can say that. And I'll give an example. You can have well, let's just say a young lady who doesn't know her father, and come to find out she ended up turning into prostitution. And then you have a young man who doesn't know his father, and he ends up, you know, being abusive, whatever. Because he doesn't know, hasn't had any of that around him to teach him how to behave, teach him how to do certain things, or he falls under the leadership of whoever he admires in his community, in the hood, you know. So I mean, it's just they're both suffer, like being said. It's just the effects are different. It could be a young lady, she don't turn to prostitution, but not having a father there who led and showed, who demonstrated, especially I always say, especially in the house when the family is united, because we talked about this before. Once the removal of the man is out the house, the family becomes very prone to attack, so
Yes.
open to attack. So it could be that she didn't know, and she didn't know how to receive love correctly from a man in a relationship. And it caused her relationships, because she never understood how a man is supposed to treat her, or never knew, you know, could say, oh, you love me this way. You say you love me this way, but you're not going to stay here, because in their mind, my dad didn't stay here. You know what I mean? I mean, there's so many different
She may not
ways.
know. She may not know how. I heard someone talking about this on YouTube where, when you come from a broken home and there's not a dad around to show a young girl or going into young ladyhood how a man is supposed to treat her, a woman. You just learn from hit and miss out here in the world, but you haven't experienced that firsthand, how a husband and a wife treats each other, how a man is supposed to treat the woman or whatever. And they go out and they kind of, they're blindsided by this, because the men come at them in a real ill way, and they're not really sure if this is the way kind of sort of is supposed to be, or what. They don't have anything significant to really compare it to. And the same with boys who don't have the dads there to show them how to be a real man, a father, headship, a hard worker, a leader, a this, that. And he comes out and get in these relationships with these women, and he just don't have a clue. He knows what to do as a man, as far as, lustful things,
as a male.
as a male. but he's not truly a man in knowing how to, but it's not always his fault. It's because he
No.
didn't have that direction
Some didn't have
growing
the teach.
up in the
Yeah,
home.
exactly. And that's what we're witnessing now. I mean, not just now, but we've been witnessing it for years, and this is just a part because I'm not gonna just talk about, you know, our prisons with people who literally committed these crimes, but I'm talking
Mhm.
about folks. We have folks who, yes, literally committed a crime, but their charges doesn't equal the crime. Their charges
Yeah.
exceed the crime.
Yes.
Or you have those who haven't been tried yet or been misled or however they did the system, and they're serving time and they're actually innocent folks, you
Mhm.
know. So then
Mhm.
so now that goes back now what they have done, they have removed the man from the household. So now we have our children today and some years back, but today that is really not their fault. They're
Mhm.
learning from their peers. And I mean, but once you get to a point to where you know better, now it becomes your fault because you make the
Mhm.
Right,
choice. You know what I'm
right.
You
saying? You
make the
make the
choice.
choice.
Yeah, I
But
get that.
sometimes what you learn from your peers and on the street, you take it as the truth, as
Mhm.
what's real, because like you said, you have nothing to compare it to, and it
Mhm.
sound good. And I'm gonna tell you, shoot, you got some preachers in the church who sound good, but they ain't doing like they supposed to be
Right.
doing. So you have some
Right.
folks who go to their peers and it sound good, but it's stuff they ain't got no business doing. You
Right.
know. So yeah, so you have some who are like that, but
Mhm.
it's just they, I mean, being put it in two good words, uh, both suffer,
Mhm.
and that's the bottom line.
Yeah. Yeah. And they both do. Um, they both do. I mean, I can, I can say that I witnessed that. The girls and the boys suffer when you're going through
Hmm.
that, and there's only so much a mother can show, can teach, we're more nurturers. We deal with things in a different way than a man would, and could and do. And the same with a man that's raising children on his
Yeah.
own. There's a mother that's needed to direct and
Hmm.
nurture in a certain way. The kids need
Hmm.
both parents. And when one of those parents is missing, you definitely see a difference in both of the sexes of the children. Now, if you have one child that had the parents both together and there, and another that didn't, you will tell the difference.
Hmm. It's a trip when you say
You
because
will.
I'm recognizing something in my son, and I first thing that came to my mind was I thought because his mama wasn't around, like
Mhm.
she should have been.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at now, he's been around my sisters, my cousins, my mom, my grand, all these
Mhm.
other females, and he's been around them, but it ain't the same when you see things in a relationship wise. Family is one thing, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That family love,
Yeah.
that brotherly
And that motherly
phileo
bond,
love,
it's a
that
it's a
phileo love,
motherly
that's differently.
bond that's there.
Yeah, but when you have that, when you see that relationship between the mother and the father, especially if it's a healthy relationship,
Mhm.
I ain't saying they ain't gonna have no rocky times and they ain't fussing and carrying on, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's pretty considered a healthy relationship. When they see these things, then they have something that they can follow. Now you have to understand they're gonna make their own decision. They're gonna do things, and we be like, "That ain't what I taught you." But they have something that can kind of keep them balanced from what they've received from you
Mhm.
as they're going through doing it however they do it. They have something
Mhm.
that kind of keeps them balanced from falling off the edge. And
Exactly.
that even helps, even in a relationship. We go, man, y'all don't even, I can't even see you two being together. You know, they may,
Mhm.
and they way of showing love maybe when they be fussing and talk crazy at each other sometimes, you know, but they hold it together based off some of the things they receive, you know. But uh that that without a parent is, I think, it's one of the things that I believe is a big issue in
Mhm.
what is causing a lot of the disruption in our youth. You know, because you're created by both parents, right? You're
Mhm.
created by both parents. So if it took two from the beginning, it takes two all the way through the end,
Mhm.
you know. And if you're not getting something from one or the other, or even both, but if you're not getting that, what happened is part of you is not developing like
Mhm.
it should. You know, there's things mentally, emotionally, you know, like you say, just nurturing. There's a certain nurturing that the mother has, and there's a certain nurturing that the father has. If you're not receiving one, there's something, because what do nurturing do? Nurturing develops something. It
Mhm.
helps somethings become stronger or grow or develop, maybe.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you're not receiving that, something's not being developed.
I would have to agree.
Something's
Not
not being
developed to
developed.
the core that it should, and that brings me to and JJ and Gareth, if you have anything to say on
Yeah,
that.
I really like Minister John's insight on things because I grew up in a household without my father. And uh, it's a very hard subject to talk about because I'm still dealing with my father right now and certain issues as an adult. And him not being there has deeply affected our relationship. Because if I talk about some things that I experienced in my past, he takes it personal. Anything that I mention as far as my experience growing up, even good or bad, if I mention it, he may take the blame on some of it, whatever it is, even if it's good. Like if it's good, he's upset that he wasn't there or he wasn't involved. If it's something bad, he blames himself. So there's that issue. Um, but the main thing really is you have to, my mom had relationships with a lot of people growing up. And one of my main things that I noticed is she picked a certain type of dude that was going to take care of his responsibilities,
Mhm.
make sure that he did things around the house at least. You know, if he couldn't work, well, at least watch us and take care of the house, things like that. So it was trying to have that 50-50 dynamic. Um, but I saw different things out of those different people that entered our lives, and so that's how I was able to like get different bits and pieces of what a man should be like. I also have my grandpa and my granny as an example. So there's other examples of you could. It's not the same as seeing your parents, but you can see the dynamic, that love there that you don't necessarily. You're not necessarily going to see with your own parents. So you do
Mm-hmm.
have something, and on top of that, you got to resort to you're left to resort to your TV dads like Bill Cosby or maybe Carl Winslow from Family Matters, or maybe you identify with Uncle Phil. Whatever those things are to kind of
Mhm.
get you to where you need to be to have some kind of understanding of how it should be because you don't have that in your life. So you kind of live vicariously through different characters to kind of get that kind of feeling of to some kind of sense of togetherness in your life. So um, I will say it is a struggle because I'm the only male child and I'm the oldest, and my sisters suffer greatly. Uh, and it, we ended up finding out our own coping mechanisms. I decided to get into music. My sister's a dancer, and my new brother is now into doing art and music. So we all finding our ways to deal with our childhood. Unfortunately, my mom passing, um, there's a lot of unanswered questions, but she was able to answer a lot of our questions. Unfortunately, because she's not even here to speak for herself, she has been vilified. And what I mean by that is made to look like she didn't want my dad involved in our lives while we were growing up. She was made to look like she kept us from our father. And that's not the case. On top of that, in adulthood, I've tried to build a relationship outside of, okay, yeah, you weren't there while I was a child. Maybe you contributed, with child support, but that's not the same as actually being there as a man and helping to raise me. So it gets really deep. I'm not going to go too deep into it. It was a lot to do with, but I feel like it gave me strength to continue on and move forward in my life and do what's best for me. And if there is going to be a better relationship or kind of improvement with my father, so be it. But if not, I grew up without him. I couldn't be an adult without him.
Okay, your video is chopping, but I hear you. We got your message, and I thank you for sharing that. And it brings great insight. And one of the things you did mention is, some people do look at, well, I pay child support, so that's good enough. You getting a big chunk of my check, so whatever. It's not about the money. The money helps, but it's about that emotional and that quality time and that spending time, that bonding with the child, connecting on a whole different level that has nothing to do with the dollar bill, and some mothers, I'm not going to say all, but some can be so ignorant to the fact that if he doesn't have money, he's not, going to see his kids, or he should not be allowed to see his kids because I don't receive child support or any monetary support, which he's not in a position to give or have. But that child is missing out on that quality time, that emotional bonding that they need from their dad or mother, because nowadays fathers have the kids and the mothers don't. They're missing out on so much based on the fact that they don't have enough money to send in a monthly child support check. And if you do, you disappear and you don't connect and be there for those kids in a whole different other way that's needed. That's very, 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 very important. And that's a pet peeve of mine. Like I said, it's you get to a point where, which brings me, we're going into a little overtime, but it brings me into, do our families need to stay together irregardless of the trials? And should the parents stay together for the kids? It brings me to that. However, I won't 100% agree with that, because when something is extremely dysfunctional, you are showing and teaching the kids the wrong messages as far as what a loving union should be, how a man should be to his wife, his family, how a wife should be to, if you are disconnected and you're just under the same roof because you have these kids for the next 18 years and that's it. is that doing more harm to these kids, or is that building them up? And that's a personal question. But I would rather not do harm. I'd rather, if we have to co-parent outside of the homes with them seeing the dysfunctional connection that we have, but we both co-parent, I would rather it be that way to give a more positive message to them than having them live in something of, what they call misery. So, I don't know. I'd like to know, Gareth, you have any children?
No.
No kids. Okay. So you haven't had to go through this situation of kids, parent being in the house and another parent gone and all that. So, but do you think that the parents should stay together if there is issues just for the kids, or should they still co-parent, but
Well, I think you have to try to work it out,
work it out first, right? Yeah, try to work it out before just saying you're done. Hi, lovely lady. Try to work it out before you have to. Hi, sweetie, how are you?
I'm good.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you too.
Good for you. Thank you. You too. Yeah, we were just talking about, do we think that it's a good thing for parents to stay together because of the kids, even when you're having a lot of dysfunctional things in your home going on, because children need both parents to be a part of their development and growth. Yeah. So some people, I've heard stories where some people have stayed together for 18, 20 years. And once the kids became grown and gone, broke up.
Yep.
They was like, deuces.
They was like, peace. We did that. Bye. And then some just leave anyway.
I know some fat couple, as soon as the last kid left,
they was gone.
And got remarried.
Within weeks.
There's the comedy.
Yeah, within weeks.
It was a wrap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like him. Yeah, he's so funny.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's a little disconnection. Tell her we're sorry, a little internet disconnect. Yeah, I just think that, the whole thing is to teach these kids in the way that they should go. And you want to come together as a couple and show them the qualities that really matter. That's solid. And if you are in a home where there's hollering and fussing and cussing and hands-on or not speaking, or a man treating a woman this way, a woman treating a man this, you're giving the wrong messages to your children. So you shouldn't stay. You shouldn't stay.
Hey, a man, you must think a woman like, we and women, a man like,
The woman should treat him like a woman should treat him like a king, and a man should treat her like she's the queen.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I just don't get it. If it can't be that, if you can't respect one another and treat each other as your kings and queens when you're together, I know you're going to have bad days. It's not going to always be perfect, but it's not what you go through, it's how you get through it. It's how you weather the storm as a couple. Is your foundation weak or is it strong? Because you're going to have those trials. And if your foundation is weak, you're going to both, what happens to the house is on a weak foundation, sooner or later, what? It's going to crumble.
That's usually at the beginning of the relationship determines that. Beginning of the
Maybe.
relationship determines that.
Unless they faking it.
It's still weak. It was
Foundation
determined,
is still weak.
but so if when they tried to fix it, they could because it was weak because he was fake. But if you build your foundation, if when you, I'm gonna say if you, for me, I believe is Christ is in head, your foundation, that's your foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And when no matter what you're going through, and he's he's the foundation of the marriage, then you're gonna have you guys will fix that, and you'll hang in there, and it won't just be because of the kids. You'll be doing it because it's the right thing to do for
That's
the
right.
marriage.
That's right.
You talk about for the kids. As soon as one of them kids piss you off,
Be like, see, that's why I should have left them in the first place. I
I'm
stayed
outta
here.
here.
I stayed here
Deuces.
because of your butt. But now I'm out of here. You and your daddy you and your daddy do this. You and your mama do this. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? But and I agree. You have to build upon that foundation. I think that it definitely takes both parents though, and it definitely is a much greater than money. It's not about the dollar bill. We need help. It takes money to make sure these kids have what they need. I'm not saying that nobody should pay child support. If you can afford to do it, pay it, the woman or the man, whoever is ordered to do it. But if you don't have it, some people just ain't working. They don't have it, but they still want to spend time with their child. Let them do that. Money does not equate them being able to have that quality time. Let them do that.
Hostage moves.
Yeah, I can't stand that. That's just anyway, moving right along. We gotta go. We got one more question of the evening, and then we gotta end it because it's late. Y'all know a sister gotta get up early in the morning. I'm gonna be fussing at all y'all. Only because I have to go in a little later tomorrow. Am I okay with this? And it ain't much later, but a little later because I have an appointment in the morning.
Okay.
But I still got to be at that appointment at 8:00.
Oh.
But that's better than getting up at 5:15. Let me tell you.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, what was that last question?
I'm out because I got to be up at 4:30. So I don't. That's what
we
it
understand. You've been out. We ain't heard you in about 15 minutes.
All right. So,
but we appreciate you.
It was nice having you, Ben. You off the chain as usual.
Nice having you, my brother. We got one more question and we out.
Enjoy the Pepsi.
Maybe I shouldn't say this question. We're gonna leave that question.
Oh, girl. She's a
it might end up being another 40 minutes with the next one, huh?
She's a
teaser. Y'all gonna stretch it. I'm gonna leave that question for next week. I'm gonna leave that question for next week. And for y'all who join us next week, you gonna get this question. Okay, you make sure you back here next week because I know this was gonna take a minute.
You better cut down the current events. and go into the.
I got my
straight to the gusto.
I stay ready every time I got my keyboard and my tablet. I'll be ready with the inquiring minds.
You stay ready, huh? The inquiring minds want to know. Look here. For real though, we gonna do it next week because a sister got to get ready for tomorrow. And I came on late. Y'all know it's like 10:15 right now, right?
No, it's not like 10:15 for me. It's 10:15 for real.
I mean, it's up to y'all. If y'all want
no.
I like the subject today. Although it cut a little deep. I do like the subjects.
Yeah, they did get deep tonight, and I appreciated it. Yeah. And you know, it's always deep when you talk about the home and parenting, and we could share some of the things that we have went through and everything,
It's
and can
always deep.
relate.
It's always
Yeah.
deep when they talk about how.
You know what, John? You need to stop. But
I'm,
anyway,
I'm just saying it's always deep. From
you
the
know
tutor
what?
to the hooter. What they say?
You know, men, you men feel very inclined to warn a woman that he has a small Vienna sausage.
Say
Should
what?
she always warn him that her canyon is long and wide as well?
Should. Then I would have tied the safety rope.
Men, men find that some men find that they're more inclined to warn her that he has a little Vienna. You know what, girl, I just want you to know I'm a little, I ain't, I ain't
I ain't
really
never
blessed in
heard
that
that.
area.
I ain't never heard
Right?
that before.
But should a woman
People do that.
woman also warn a man when her canyon is wide and
But I didn't know
long?
dudes do
Because
that.
there's some
Dudes
women with
be
some
saying
big
that.
canyons.
Dudes really be saying that.
Yeah, they let you know ahead of
They-
time because you're gonna know anyway.
Yeah, well,
So sometimes they do tell you, I ain't really, I know what to do, but I ain't packing like that, baby.
oh, I didn't know people really say that.
I didn't know people do that.
Yeah.
Some people do.
Okay,
Ooh. So
then
what
some
so what
people,
y'all
then
thought?
some
Y'all
people,
thought she
then some need to say, I'm long and wide. As y'all know, y'all wrong for having me on this question, right?
so no, wait a minute. So what do you think? You think it's wrong for a man to warn her prior?
Oh,
No,
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
she gonna
just
find out anyway. I mean, just think in terms, since our panel is all men, and for those who are
when two
viewing,
people become
please hit
when
the
two
chat.
people, I'm not agreeing with it, but what I'm just saying is when two people become or go to have relation with one another, there's a whole lot of things that's gonna come out. A whole lot of things that's gonna
Oh
be
yeah, it's gonna
exposed.
come out after the fact, but I mean, some like that need to come out. I mean,
Say
don't you
what,
think
JJ?
you should be forewarned? You got to be forewarned that it's a Vienna little
What'd
one.
you say, JJ?
I said that got like triple meanings behind that.
You better make come on, cause
Yeah, I know he didn't have to go there, JJ. He
no, but
trying to
it's
be
the
funny.
truth though. So okay, so it's like somebody said, "Oh, let me tell you this right here before we do anything," and then later something else come out. They said, "Well, why you didn't tell me about that too?" Then they think before you did, you be sitting up trying to
Well,
give
yeah,
excuse for
I mean
everything
something
that's
like that,
going
but
on for you. I ain't never heard
I
that
mean
before.
I
Oh,
mean,
baby,
but
I
I'm
want you
just
to know
saying
before we go, a
she
brother
should
is
let him know she's a little wide, right? If he's letting her know he's little, shouldn't she say, I'm a little wide down there, so we
I
may
don't
have
get
some
that.
little,
That's kind of crazy. That's
I'm more knowledgeable about people not being able to handle it because it's too big. I don't know about the Vienna sausage.
Oh, listen at him bragging. JJ, you trying to
I'm
brag on the under? You trying to brag
just
on the
saying,
under,
that's
JJ?
not
I don't
what
know anything about that. I don't
You
know
trying to
anything about
brag?
that.
Okay, grown folks.
I'm just saying, I don't know nothing about that.
He don't know nothing about Vienna. Okay,
I don't know
so
nothing
just
about it. I
well,
don't know
just
nothing
no.
about it.
imagine.
Well, what he's
Just
saying
imagine
is,
if you did.
but
If you did know about Vienna, would you? You know, a lot. Some men do. They're a little insecure about it, so they kind of find a way, jokingly, to warn a woman beforehand that they're not that big. And I don't
y'all
know.
know what?
I
Y'all
guess
know.
that's
Ooh, we see, boy, that flesh want to say a whole lot right now.
Yeah,
But a woman
I'm
will
not.
sit
I
up
can't.
and say, some women will sit up and say, well, he should have told me he didn't have. Well, I mean, once he find out you got a big old long canyon, since you had told him.
But okay, again,
Or you
there's a
just
lot
gonna
of
find that out when y'all take the clothes off.
it's again where a lot of folks have gotten together, ain't discussed all that, and they worked it out. They worked it out.
yeah. Maybe do cut off the lights and use the toy, and the person didn't
Uh,
Well,
notice.
some people do turn off the
well,
lights. They don't want to
I
keep the
didn't mean.
lights on.
I
They
don't
don't want
I
to
know.
didn't
keep
mean.
the lights on. And that's it's a lot of reasons why, you know, and one could be because of the size.
Hey,
What you say, Gareth? Come on, let's hear, brother. What you say?
and I'm in there like this. It don't matter what side in the ocean, what side in the mountain, in the ocean.
Okay,
The motion and
I
the
heard that.
ocean. You know what, Gareth? Some
It's
things
not
I
the
just love.
size of the
We
boat
say
in
it
the
don't matter
ocean.
what size, grown
And,
folks.
yeah,
It's
because
all
I think
about the
about this.
motion and the
So that
ocean.
would be like saying, you know, so if that was such a real issue, I think, you know, somewhere in society it became a thing of concern. But there's folks who long and wide and short and dainty and doing fine in
Short
their
and
relationship.
dandy.
What did you say, dainty? What did you say?
Dainty, like you short
Okay.
and dainty, like small, like
So,
maybe a
um,
Jasmine Guy variety, something like
you
that.
know, and they're in their relationships and family and everything else. Like I said, you know, two people come together and they it, I don't think the concern becomes so
It's the
strong with
size.
some folks. I think it's just they just like I say, they work with what they have. They make it work for them.
I
You
know.
know.
I mean, I get that part, but
But I don't
if
think
you tell someone,
announcing, oh hey, by the way,
by the way, I got a Vienna.
or do you tell them? So should it just be Vienna, or do you say, by the way, I ain't got no Vienna?
Well, that
There's
too.
I got
there's
my
two
whole
there's
I
two
mean,
types
if you got, you
there's
know
two
what?
type of Essentia bottles. There's the little Essentia and there's the big Essentia.
right.
You know what? That is a
Well,
hot mess.
how big is your water bottle?
You know what? I'm not saying you're supposed to be sitting up there telling how big your water bottle
Well,
is.
yeah, I mean,
But I'm
so that's
just
what
saying.
do you think we should have now?
No,
Hey, here you
I
go, JJ.
said.
Hey, Garrett. Should we come like this? Hey.
I'm about to do this. See, look, I got
You know, it just he was it was.
Hey, that wouldn't be a bad idea to bring
Okay,
out.
you know,
But I'm just saying.
I'm a grower.
No, listen, you guys, stop being so
Oh, by the
funny.
way, I want you to know I'm a grower.
Right, I know, right?
The thing was, I was saying that I was taking up for you guys somewhat. I was saying most people say that men should say they little Viennas, right? But should women also say what's going on with their thing? That's all I would, I'm just trying to find out,
I mean, if we gonna keep it a level playing field, you know, I mean, I just can't get over that someone would announce.
So y'all don't think that a man, you don't think it's good practice for a man to say he's a Vienna size, or he's a essential bottle size,
or she's wide and long or whatever.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, what the Vienna gonna do with the Grand Canyon? Like, what's gonna happen with that? Like,
you never know.
That don't work.
You never know. But like, okay, now y'all I'm gonna have to step off. Let me step over for a minute. Some people say the problem is it ain't you too busy trying to get at the back door when everything is at the front door.
Okay.
Mm.
Knock on the front door, baby. Front door, tap, 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 tap. Hello.
You going out the back and ain't even worked your way right
Ain't even
to the
worked the right
front.
front door.
And you talking about the back. So it don't people make the we gotta they'll make it happen. I think if we get out the stigmatism of having to you have to be this way or be that way, because that's not true. Again, if that was the case, then everybody who had small jeans or short whatever, would they be all the ones who don't have kids? You know what I mean? Or don't have families or what have you, because they could live up to whatever it is. That's
Okay.
no, no.
So let's just not have the Vienna conversations, grown
Or
folks,
the or the
or
or
the
the
or the
or the
long and wide
pothole.
canyon
The big
conversations.
old,
Just
the
if you
genetically
into
modified
somebody,
eggplant.
Huh?
huh?
I said, or the genetically modified eggplant.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, eggplant. I get you.
Yeah.
So we just have to say that it's just something you just wait and find out about. I mean, why discuss how big your situation is? He'll find out when he get lost in it, and you'll find out when it
But
can't
he
reach
might
it.
not get it. He might say, "Oh, this is good." He might be an explorer. He likes to explore.
You know what? No, I ain't never heard about that one. I
He
ain't heard of
like,
no man liking
no,
to
you see,
explore.
you never know, man. Come on now, everybody likes something. And it might be
He may
one who
like
say,
to
she said, "Oh, I'm long and wide." He said, "Oh, I'm adventurous."
Grown folks, I didn't want to go there, but I did. And this is what we do every Sunday. Okay. We have some grown folk topic and discussion. And I just love these guys because they just give it to you 100% real.
Oh my God.
For real. But sometimes they go a little too real on a sister. I wasn't.
You gotta keep things real. See, the problem with what we have what's going on now is folks claim to keep things real and they don't. I get that. Folks keep it 100, keep it 100, while all the time they keep it 29.
Right.
So I don't want to hear all that.
29 claiming
Keep
69.
it because see one thing about real don't hurt you. Real cause an effect. Real don't hurt. See, the lies hurt,
Yeah.
but realness causes an effect, and how you react to that is a different thing.
And
But
I aim to making
gotta keep it real.
That's right.
I was
Guys
talking
do
with
it
someone
all
say,
the
man,
time.
they watched the show. They said, I seen you on that show. You be on that show like that? I said, look here. I know who I am in my
Yeah.
relationship with Christ, but I am not ignorant to what goes on in life. And
Yes.
if I was to try to act like I'm ignorant to what goes on in life, how can I be to any help to someone?
Yeah.
How can I be supportive to something and I'm trying to act like, oh, they do this, oh, they doing what over there? Well, some things you can't change, but you can at least say, here, look, how can we make this right?
Mhm.
You ain't gotta, I mean, some things you're not in agreement with,
Right.
but how can we make this right? How can we do this? But you gotta keep it real.
And you do a very good job, John.
You gotta keep it
Our
real.
topics is real topics. We don't always go there in a way that some would be we try not to ever offend anyone, but some of our topics are just, well, all of them are real life, 100%
It's real
real
life.
stuff happening.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
you have to, and that's what I like. I like the fact from the very beginning, from the Facebook thing, all what was going on Facebook. The thing with drew me was the fact of realness. You
Mm-hmm.
know, real. I mean, it's things I watch or what have you. You know, but you tell when things are real. It's just something
Mm-hmm.
about, even if it's a person, you draw to that person because that person is
They
just so
real.
real, you
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
and things
I
like that.
agree.
I don't knock real. One thing I cannot, like I say, I can't turn my back to what's real. If there's a couple people sitting up here and they're not married and they're having relation, but they're having issues, I can't say, "Oh, I can't talk to you because you're not married. You know, cut it out. I was one of the biggest fornicators in the world. How I look
Why
trying to
don't
tell
you shut your
somebody
mouth?
about
Shut your
fornicate. You know what
mouth.
I'm saying? No, we keep it real. So the
Yeah.
thing is, the thing is when someone says something, it's the whole point is to how can I be there for you? How can I help you with it? Or how can
Yes.
we do this in a way to where you're not, I'm not going to ignore something and allow a person to continue to feel like they're not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Here, let's deal with your value. I don't want to talk about the fornication. I want to dial first. Let's deal with you. And however you
Mm-hmm.
deal with this or whatever decisions you make them. I
That's
ain't
right.
judging your decisions or whatever, but how can we do things? How can I help you or support you or encourage you in whatever situation you in?
That's right.
If we can get more ministers to say, look, because they talk about meeting folks where they are. Let me meet you where you are, and let's deal with whatever you got going on. At the same time, when we can deal with you, what happens is when you become better, what happens is your situation become better. But what
Mm-hmm.
happened, folks want to jump on the situation and don't want to jump on the you. You know what I'm saying? If folks were to jump on us and help us become better, our situations would be totally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know what I'm saying? But
You're
they
right.
try to jump on our situations. They want to fix our situations while I'm still over here broken and messed up and everything else. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I say about this show. It deals with it. We look at the situation, but I always notice folks go to the person.
Yes.
This is what you need to do, young man. This is what you need to do, young lady,
Mm-hmm.
or wiser man or wiser lady, whatever. This is what you need to do,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and for you, you know, and that's what I like about the realness of this, because we can bull jive the way, and I mean, we joke and laugh and get down regarding the situation, but it always comes back to that person.
Mm-hmm.
What what you need to do. And when you approach things like that, you can't get no realer.
That's right. 100.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Can't
It
get no real.
always do. And I love it. I just love it. I love the energy. I love the input. I love the fact that you guys do also, like, I want to share with everyone. This is not a scripted show. This is unscripted. We don't talk before the show. They have no idea what I'm going to
She
say,
said
what
this is
I'm going to
unscripted.
ask is unscripted.
So what
I
is
don't
this you
script
sent
it.
me? What is this you sent me? I'm
I ain't
playing.
sending you no script. He lying, y'all. I don't talk to them about what I'm gonna talk about. So when I hit them with what I'm gonna talk about, trust me, every week that they show up on here, they have not a clue what the Donna
You're
Smith
right.
Grown Folk Talk
You're
Show is
right.
gonna be about, and they
You're
come
right.
fully ready. And I have heard them share some personal, heart-wrenching stories. I have shared some of my own. And I just say I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and helping keeping this 100. And I know that this
Mhm.
moves somebody, this helps somebody. If it's one question, if it's one sentence, if it's one word that can help somebody, that makes me happy. This is why I do what I do. This is why we bring this grown folk talk to the table. If somebody told me I had to change something about this, I look at them like, you must be crazy.
Right.
I would change nothing about this.
I wouldn't change a thing.
No. So I love you guys. And for everybody who's been a part of this tonight, thank you. We are glad. We will see you guys next Sunday.
Back there.
Let's make sure, because I'll be messing up with my, let me see what's going on. The 24th. Now, let me see.
The 24th.
Okay.
The 14th of May. 14th of May. My sister's keeper.
Oh, yeah, John, tell us about that. That's coming up the 14th
African American Art and Culture Center. Yours truly, Angela Davis, will be speaking at the show. It's going to be a powerful show for expo for women. I said show. I'm sorry.
Where's it going to be, John?
At the African American Art and Cultural Center on Fulton.
San Francisco?
Between Webster, yes.
Okay.
And well, that's a one street. There's a Buchanan, but that's a park. It's not
that's in May, right?
So that's May 14th on a Saturday.
Okay.
You can go to my sister's keeper .com. My sister's keeper women. My sister's keeper expo.
Okay.
My sister's keeper expo.com, and then there's a place that can guide you to get tickets. It's going to be breakout rooms. There's going to be some really, really good information given. And the theme of it is by all means necessary. Okay. And this is women empowerment. We're going to have a men's panel as well on how can we men be more supportive to our women.
Oh, that's going to be
their
good.
endeavors. How can we be sisters keepers? How can we as men be sisters keepers and support our women? Sometimes, we'll have like property or something, and the property is really not being used, or storefronts. Why we can't give it to some of our women for like a year to help them get started, lease, get their business going, and then charge them more, help them with down payments or something,
nice,
or what have you. Like we'll do one another as men, help our sisters come up and with whatever business or book writing, whatever dream they got going, so we want to bring to awareness how we need to be more supportive, and we need to allow women to have access to these so-called men networking private clubs, if you want to say, where men are gathering in there. And it's good to have men where they can come together and share, but we need to be sharing some of these resources and stuff with our sisters as well, because we're not using all the resources. We'll have resources and we're not using them all. And who but we can't be one, oh, this is one I use and I ain't gonna let nobody else use. Well, somebody told you, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, we're gonna definitely be reminding the grown folks as we get closer to that date.
Support,
and to be supportive. I'm gonna really try to be there myself.
We got Sylvia gonna be.
May 14th
is one
Sylvia's
of the
gonna be there.
vendors.
Yeah, with her product.
Our vendors, yeah. So
so that's
it's gonna be wonderful. We have some really good speakers.
Okay.
My sister's keeper expo.
Man. That's gonna be nice. Well, grown folks, take note. We'll bring this information back to you next week. We'll be here on the 24th, Sunday. And yeah, John, you got a birthday coming up too. But your birthday is not. Yeah, your birthday is the 26th. Yeah.
Look at her.
Yeah.
We got points up there.
Yeah. I don't be forgetting birthday. Them special. You may even get me to sing you a happy birthday to
Okay. What did I sing you a song? I
What?
sent you a song on your birthday.
No.
I sent you a text with the song.
You ain't sent me no song.
Oh, that's.
I
I
know.
know I acknowledged your birthday. Cut it
As a matter
out.
of fact, grown folks, I think he forgot my birthday.
That I didn't do.
JJ. Yes, he did. Garuff, JJ, John. It's been nice. Everybody who's viewing, we love you. Thank you for being a part of this. We'll see you next Sunday on the 24th. Thank you for your love and support. But we want to give you hugs and kisses. And we see you guys next week, right?
That's
Say
right.
bye.